Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about managing community-based groups. Under that, we have introduction to community-based groups. The first definition is about community. Community is a group of people who share common cultural traits, e.g., language, customs, and traditions. The next one is another definition of community. It's a group of people who have common interests, occupations, goals, and objectives. Then the next one is it's a group of people who have common kinship ties, that is related or having a common descent. Characteristics of CBOs. The first characteristic is they are based and founded within the community. Another one is membership involves the local community, meaning people in our community are the ones that are purely the members of that CBO. Then the third one is they are non-profit oriented organizations. Then the next one is they must employ the members of the community. The next one is they affiliate the self-same organization and relevant government departments. Then the last one is they aim at meeting their specified goals and achieving specific goals and objectives. Kindly mute. Owino, kindly mute. Characteristics of formal organizations. We have two types of organization in the CBO. The first one is the formal one, and we have also the informal ones. So we are starting with the characteristics of the formal organization. The first one is they have laid down better relationship, meaning everything operates in an accurate chain of command. Then the next one is they're registered with the government. We have a Ministry of Social Security Affairs, which is formed by the government mainly to register the CBOs in the country. Then the number three one is they are deliberately planned and created. Before any CBO comes into place in a community, there has to be some planning and creation of that CBO so that it can start functioning. Then the next one is a hierarchy structured, meaning the leadership of that community is structured from the accurately from the top management to the lowest management. Top management being the people who are initiating that CPO, and the lowest management being the community members or everyone or anyone who's interested in joining that CBO. Then we have are governed by rules and regulations. Yes, these CBOs have a constitution which guides them on how they operate. Then the next one is have a defined relationship and responsibility. When this CBO is through with what it was intended to execute, they terminate it. Characteristics of informal organization. Informal organizations are groups of people who may gather for meeting, but there is no chosen officials. There usually does not establish procedure for operating. The characteristics include the first one is they address the weakness and differences. In these formal organizations, there has to be wrangles such as leadership wrangles, someone has embezzled funds. So these people in these organizations tend to address these weaknesses and differences among those members. Then number two, most of informal Organizations are formulated to fulfill the psychological and social needs, such as we can be having a CBO that deals with gender-based violence, another one that deals with the FGM, among others. So the next one is may develop and exist within formal organizations or outside the formal organization. That one is just self-explanatory. The next one is the theories of organizational structure. Theory refers is a set of knowledge that explains a phenomenon, event, or a happening. The theories include the organic system theory, mechanical theory or bureaucratic. Then we have the third one as the scientific management theory. Then the next one. So we are going to start about discussing about these theories. The first theory is mechanical, also known as bureaucratic theory. It has several characteristics. I've just listed some of them here, which we're going to discuss together with you. I hope you get to understand them. The first characteristic is specialization. Under specialization, it means that existence of different offices in an organization that carry out the activities according to their relevant skills and which they have acquired. Meaning, if I am just specialized in counseling, I just go the counseling department alone. If I'm specified in treating people, I just be in the treatment department alone. I won't mix them. That is specialization. Then hierarchy. Offices are hierarchically structured. The lowest authority have less power compared to the top management. On a typical example, what I will say is that about this hierarchy, you may find that the topmost management, each of them has a separate office where they sit, and the other members are just put in an open office, not as close as the top management. Then number three characteristic is rules and regulations. Bureaucracy usually have laid down rules and regulations that are usually written and each office holder is expected to uphold, which I told you about the constitution. Then we have the last one as the record. The management of bureaucracy is based on some findings and record keeping. Each are generally used to assist the workers from respective responsibility. Yes, you have those files, everything, databases, which are used to keep the records. Then the next one is about importance of organizational structure. The first important is it facilitates management function. These management functions include planning, controlling, and staffing. Then number two, it helps in allocation of responsibilities and duties, whereby the top management knows what to do, the average people and the members know what to do. Then number three, it helps in accountability and transparency. When we have an accurate organizational structure, everything just happens in place and everyone tends to be transparent and they account for every activity they do. Like you may find when they have phones in that organization, when someone uses the airtime, they indicate at what time they use, for how many minutes, and the amount of airtime used. And also, some organizations even include the bonga points. So at the end of the day, no one steals and everything is just transparent. Everyone has accounted for what they have done. Then you have policy making CBOs. The government of Kenya has a policy regulating formation. You cannot just wake up and form a CBO. You must go to the Ministry of Social Services and register your CBO, which takes to some like 3 months, and there are some documents which you need to provide for that meaning CBO to be registered. Then we have registration. I've already talked about it. Then we have control members, in brackets members. This means that in that CBO viewers, you must have like 10 members, then management or community leadership. When you are registering your CBO, you must indicate who will be the leader, who will take what position, and who are the members, so that it can be so that it can be registered. Then functions of operation. You must state what specific functions your CBO is going to take, such as maybe you are setting up a CBO that is going to empower women on how to start a business. So you indicate my CBO is going to empower women on starting businesses, so that can be registered. Then dissolution or termination. This is the grace period between when the CBO starts operating and when it ends. So you must include and tell the Ministry of Social Services that my CBO will end at this time after achieving this and this. Then the next one is reasons for classification of organizations. Why do we classify organizations? The first reason is for easy understanding of various roles that the organizations play. So about this, we have different organizations that play several roles in the society. For example, the UN Habitat is charged with the responsibility of the environment. We have like GIZ that deals with selling lights. Then we have policy issues. Every organization has a working policy, which in most cases play in harmony. Policy issues, this helps to regulate how your CBO is going to function so that it can be in line with the government regulations. Then we have the organization's analysis. Organizational analysis is assessment carried out to understand the similarities and the differences between organizations. So our class ends there. Thanks for listening. God bless you.